Good morning, YouTube. So, it's been a while since I put a video out, and I thought I would talk about one of the things that I've kind of been going through lately. Army OCS. Yeah. Fun, but not fun. I'm going to give you a few tips as how to successfully complete OCS, and how to, kind of make it not suck as bad. Quite a few things have changed since I watched a video on Kid Thunder. I'll put a link in here for his video that you see what he was doing. He did a whole vlog for the whole thing. But as far as what I'm going to go over today, it's just going to be my experience, how things I think have changed since OCS from last year to this year. And I'm the first class of the 2018 year. Started in October of 17. I actually graduate a little less than, a little over a month, January 30th. So, first thing, don't believe everything you see on here. Everybody's experience is different. So, I went in thinking Alpha Company was the easy one, and Charlie was the hard one, and then you got Bravo that's kind of like the PT company. And with the way the Army is doing now, they're restructuring how many people are going to be in each class. So when I initially signed up for my OCS class, there was going to be like 120 students. I think it was 126 max. When I got there were 164. That's a pretty big increase considering the amount of rooms, the amount of cadre that they're going to have, stuff like that. So expect those bigger classes. Next, when it comes to how the training runs, that's different between each company. Alpha, being the first class, ours was a little rougher. They were still working out some of the kinks on how to facilitate 160, 170 people versus 120, where they could do certain trainings in just a couple hours, when now you're at an hour, hour and a half to cover the new amount of candidates going through. Other than that, let's see. As far as the cadre, OCS is a very subjective course. You will learn this, and it will piss you off to no end at times. But it's just part of the game. You have to realize that being an officer is not going to be an easy thing. For you prior enlisted guys like me, I'd been in 6 years before I went to OCS. It was kind of a shell shock because I'm used to doing things the way an NCO would do them. When I went in, I was an E6. So being a staff sergeant, stepping back into like a private's world, yeah, it sucks. But you have the mindset, you can get over it. And the biggest thing is just don't have the mindset of giving up. I know the whole term "embrace the suck." Yes, that's pretty much true. You have to embrace the suck. It's a game. You got to play the game. You got to get through it. The biggest thing that gets people in OCS is history. Yes, history. Oh my God. And land nav. Now, during my land nav, they tried out something new, and it caused a significantly higher failure rate. What they did is, when you do land nav, you have 2 hours of nighttime and 2 hours of daylight. So they're supposed to start it to where the sun is rising when you hit your second hour. Well, ours was a little off. We were more like 2.5 to 3 hours in the dark and maybe an hour in decent light. Also, when you checked your map, you had to lay in the prone, and you could only look at your map with a red light in the prone position. Didn't matter where you did this, you could do it in the middle of the road if you wanted to, but you had to be in the prone, which did make things difficult. And also, you couldn't do what a lot of people call lighthousing. So you get close to your point. You could stand up with your red light and just kind of flash around. And sometimes you might catch like a glimmer off of the actual point. Not like we weren't allowed to do that. Things may change. I don't know. So that's just something to kind of prepare for. Prepare for the worst. If it doesn't happen that way, then hey, good. Better for you. You don't have to worry about laying on the ground everywhere and hoping that you run into your points. Now, another big tip I can give you when it comes to land nav, make sure to have your pace count right, and trust yourself when it comes to land nav. If you do a pace count and you plot it out on your map and you do all that stuff, trust yourself when you find your attack point and you go off into the woods. You're going to learn a lot of these attack points and stuff like that when you get there. I'm just kind of going a brief overview with it. History. It's a long, hard 2 weeks. The expression "drink from a fire hose," drink from a fire hose, is very true in this sense. You go through 2 textbooks worth of history, just military history, in 8 to 10 days. It sucks. Not gonna lie, it sucks a lot. If you're good at history, more power to you. You may enjoy it. I did not enjoy it, but I passed. I'll tell you, a 70% is passing in that, and most people are just praying that they hit a 70. So, yeah, prepare for it. As far as the way they teach it, it's very hard, it's very fast. You do have to study at night. They will give out what they call terms. It's basically this big sheet of stuff that they're going to go over the next day, and you may have to do one of the terms that you have to go over for the class. I think my son's awake. But when you do those terms, make sure you know your stuff well. Right, sorry about that, guys. Quick pause in the video. As far as studying, make sure you go through the book. Also, the slides. He's going to put out a lot of slides that's where the interview comes from. Yes, buddy.
Where's Mama?
She's at work. Another big tip I can give you is if you have family, make sure to keep in touch as best you can. It does help because you're going to be stressed out of your mind at times. If you've got kids, make sure to try and talk to them as much as possible because it is rough on them. Oh, there you go, buddy. Being away for 3 months is kind of rough on the family. So make sure to talk as much as you can. Let's see, squad sticks. So squad sticks is where you're going to go out to the woods for 7-10 days, however long they have you go, and you're going to do what they call lanes. It's basically you're going to do imitation missions, but you're also going to brief an op order. You have to lay out the structure, you make a sand table, all that fun stuff, and it sounds really hard whenever they're explaining to you. Once you get out there, it's a lot of fun.
Not hard.
No, it's not hard, buddy. It's not that hard. Just make sure to hit your key points, stick to the rubric, and you will get a go in those stations. You get 2 chances to get at least 1 S, but I recommend you get at least 2 E's or 2 O's or E and an O. When you learn the grading scale, those definitely have a very big weight in the OML, the Order of Merit list, as far as if you're active duty picking jobs. If you're National Guard or Reserve, you normally already have your job, so it's not going to matter that much, but you still don't want to be at the bottom of the OML, more for pride purposes. When I go back, I have platoon sticks, which is like 4 days, and you set up patrol bases and just basically sleep out in the woods. You're not in a tent for this one like you are in squad sticks. This is you sleep in your sleeping bag underneath maybe a little lean-to or something that you may build. Also throughout OCS, you're going to have 4 ruck marches. I think it's a 4 mile, 6 mile, a 9 mile, and a 12 mile. I have the 12 mile when I get back. You'll do a bunch of training with weapons, with the SAWs, the 249s, and the 240 Bravos. And also you'll work with the 320 grenade launchers. No, you don't get to fire them with real ammunition, but you do get to train on how to take them apart, put them back together, how they function, stuff like that. You will learn squad tactics, what Battle Drill 1 Alpha is, breaking contacts, ambush, things of that nature. And then as far as other graduation requirements, a big one is you're going to have to do Garrison Leadership. So Garrison Leadership is you will either be a squad leader, platoon sergeant, first sergeant, platoon leader, XO, CO, any of those positions that you could do. And you're graded on it as far as a garrison environment. Now, your garrison leadership and your squad sticks, which is your field leadership positions, are averaged together. And then that comes out to be your leadership grade, which is like 60% of your OML points. So make sure when you're doing your leadership stuff that the biggest advice I give is take care of your soldiers. My fellow NCOs, you know how to be a leader. You shouldn't even need this talk. So I did fairly well on my garrison leadership, and I did part out during land nav, so it's not hard. Just how you would treat your soldiers on an everyday environment. You know, take care of them, put them before yourself. That's what this class is for. Then also you got to do a 5-mile run. It's like a graduation run.
This race car is the Transformer.
Yeah, the race car is a Transformer. But just take care of your soldiers. Show that you care about them. Everybody's got their turds, is a good way to put it. And those people get weeded out. Either they fail history, they fail learn nav, or they just, something happens. We had somebody get plastered drunk and pass out in the middle of Taylor Field. Well, they were no longer in the course, so like I said, stuff's gonna happen. Past that, biggest piece of advice I give you is just don't quit. Once you're through it, you're through it. And hey, you're an officer at that point. Then you walk around with your hands in your pockets and all that fun stuff. The whole give you velvet lined pockets issued is not true. Sorry. You could probably pay and have those done. But good luck, guys. Comment down below if you have any more questions on maybe like jobs or anything like that. I might try to make a follow-up video for you. Other than that, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and you have a good New Year.